Although the ADA has regulations in place to make venues and businesses handicap accessible, that does not truly make them handicap and or wheelchair accessible. Wheelchair-bound people already face more day-to-day challenges than you and I could ever imagine. And by the regulations set by the ADA not being truly handicap accessible, it gives them yet another challenge that they must face. In order to help decrease the amount of day-to-day challenges wheelchair-bound people face, I encourage the ADA to look at the regulations they have in place and to expand them to make venues and businesses truly handicap accessible. I interviewed Gretchen Miller, a 16-year-old girl whose mother is wheelchair-bound. I asked her about many of the challenges her and her family faces day to day with having a wheelchair-bound family member. And I also asked her if she thought the ADA regulations in place were enough to make a venue truly handicap accessible.
Although there are multiple, a few that really are the most difficult would be shopping, parking, going into restaurants. One regulation that I wish I could change would be the amount of van parking spaces that are available. At restaurants, shopping centers, just anywhere like out and about. I wish that there'd be more places for vans to park. Okay, so notice how all the front row spots are taken, and including the handicap spot is taken by a person that does not have any handicap signs or anything on their car stating that they are not handicapped. So notice how the van, it's very tight into this parking spot. It doesn't leave a lot of room. This makes parking very difficult when there's not a lot of space left within the parking spot and it's very close quarters with other cars. The ramp goes over into the other parking spot next to the van. If there's a person with a wheelchair that was in the van trying to get out, there wouldn't be any way for them to get out of the van due to the fact that the ramp cannot come down.
Notice that there's only one handicap spot. Also notice that there's no room for a ramp to come down from a handicap accessible van. So, if this entire lot was full and only the handicap space was open, there'd be no way for the ramp to get down, therefore the wheelchair-bound person would not be able to get out.
No, I feel like there can be different requirements and standards you have to meet to be considered handicap accessible, but that does not always mean that it is handicap accessible.
Therefore, the ADA may have regulations in place to have the venues be wheelchair accessible, but that does not truly mean that they are wheelchair accessible. If the ADA really wants businesses to be handicap accessible, they must take a closer look to see what it means to be truly wheelchair accessible, and they must expand their regulations.